This shot's for you, Joe. Hey, vlogging while driving. Safety not first. I guess I would make safety like second or third at best. So another morning where I've finished up my morning stretch of training lab and HVIII Brand Goods work. And I've found that lately, every time I finish that little stretch before I go to train, I end up super excited and I'm kind of like riding on a high and I can't wait to get back to it. And I feel like that's a great sign. I believe that a lot of the stuff that we've done with HVIII Brand Goods is led to this point now where we're seeing our core philosophy really come to life. We're seeing our philosophy not only on how we attack life and goals and our training, all that kind of stuff, but we're seeing the philosophy on how we run a business start to really solidify. Those things are taking shape and they're working. And we're seeing not just the rewards in terms of sales, in terms of, the appreciation from people, which is super important to us, but we're seeing it in terms of how we feel about everything, how we feel about the future. And that stuff is hard to quantify, I understand that, but that's the kind of stuff that really keeps you driven, when you feel like what you're doing matters and what you're doing works. The fact that we have so many people who message us and tell us, or when they meet us in person, they tell us how much the core philosophy of this brand means to them, that's the kind of stuff that affirms for us that what we're doing is the right way to do things, that we're treating people well, we're taking pride in our products and our message. That is the stuff that matters way more than how much you sell or what your next design is or how your website looks. Between all this, still trying to keep training somewhat consistent. I have thrown twice this week. I'm going to Nick's gym now, to Bear Performance Gym. I'm going to get a little training session in there, going to push press. Some sort of deadlift variation, still not healthy enough to really go after deadlifts on a strength block like I am right now. So maybe rack pull, something like that. Maybe a max effort rack pull. No, absolutely not. I'm also excited to go to Nick's place today because they got a huge shipment of their last equipment in. So they have finished out the gym in terms of the equipment on the floor. They're going to be putting together and I'm sure getting things organized and everything like that. But I'm really excited to see how that comes together. So I'm going to go see if I can give them a hand, get my training session in, hang out with the guys, and then probably cram down some lunch, get back to work, and then it's pretty much kid time after that.
All these machines and stuff, so.
Damn.
Yeah.
That is such a huge difference.
Fill it up, yeah. Perfect amount of equipment we got too.
I got push press and deadlifts. You train?
Yeah.
So they got all their gear in, all the equipment's in, and they actually had it already set up. So this looks like a real gym now. This is super exciting, man. They're gonna do a soft open here probably in the next couple of weeks for the people in the local area, but then they're just going live February 4th or February 6th, I think it is. But dude, this is exciting stuff. So I'm gonna hit some push press and some sort of rack pulls or something. I think Preston here is gonna hit a leg day. Probably we're just gonna walk around and play with all the new toys most likely. It's not gonna be a real structured workout, but do whatever. Like every coach says, like it's a great point. Like at a certain point, everybody can hit, everybody can run, everybody can field, everybody can throw. So it's the little tiny stuff that you do different that helps, and that's a 10,000 reps basically that gets you.
Oh yeah.
Make me tragic. I can't get up. I can't get around. I can't get up.
Yeah, I don't feel the most hardcore possible pulling 315 from a high rack. I can feel right now that I can't deadlift. I'm not really in bad shape after throwing the heavyweight the other day, but it's still a little tender, and I really don't want to push it. I'm early on in the strength block. I got nothing to prove from deadlifting more when I'm trying to throw Highland Games events. So I'm going to mess with the height a little bit. Right now the rack seems a little high, but just going to get through it.
I can't get up. I can't get around. I can't get up. I can't get around. This is so cold. They broke them all on me. I'm gonna knock 3 times, and then I'm running through the door. I'm gonna knock 3 times, and then I'm running through the door. I'm gonna knock 3 times, and then I'm running through the door. I'm gonna knock 3 times, and then I'm running.
All right, guys, what we're going to do here is pull-ups. I'm going to start on the ground, and then I'm going to pull myself up. And then I come back down after I pull myself up. I was only able to get to one accessory movement, just hit the pull-ups. Like I said, if you only got time for one, do some pull-ups. Good bang for the buck. I got a text that my baby daughter has run a little bit of a fever, so we have a bad thermometer at home that's not that great, so I'm gonna run to the grocery store, grab one real quick, check her out. So, good workout though, can't complain. I wish the rack pulls had gone differently. I wish I was able to deadlift for real. I just kind of quit on them because it just wasn't getting what I needed, and it was still hurting a little bit, so I'll figure out something.